guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. I'm your host, Leah's on her way. Today is October 9th, 2017, so I'm going to bring you guys up. We're going live with our new system, so you're going to have to be a little bit patient with us while I pull it up and get the chat up and going so I can see your beautiful faces. All right, so happy Columbus Day, 1492. This guy, he sailed the ocean blue. That's right. In the year of 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, had he landed on an Indian shore, he might never have come to knock on my door. All right, that's little Amy Grant for ya. It's Columbus Day. You know what? People want to get rid of it. They want to call it Happy Indigenous People Day.
I know a lot of you are probably clicking on this to find out the
There's
news
Lombardo
from Las Vegas. Sheriff Lombardo really put kind of a wrench in the timeline here.
Yeah,
It
they
throws
did.
a lot off. We will be covering Columbus Day at the end of this segment, so stick around for that. I guarantee you will be shocked and awed and wondering.
You never knew.
Yes. All right, so this little 40-second clip has everyone scratching their heads. Are you ready for this?
We're ready.
You picked up on it. Yes, the timeline associated with the original shot and Mr. Campos has changed through investigation, as I have conveyed to you from the very beginning in your zest for information and my zest to ensure the public safety and the calming of their minds, is some things are going to change. Now, they are minute changes. Okay, there's not this all-encompassing answer associated with the information that we presented before. In other words, it's not completely inaccurate. But what we have learned is Mr. Campos was encountered by the suspect prior to his shooting to the outside world.
So did y'all catch that? That the security guard was shot by Paddock before Paddock started shooting everybody else. And that really does kind of mess up everything.
Now, I'm going to play this again real quick, and I want you to watch the
FBI guy.
Now,
Yeah,
they are
going.
minute changes.
Billy.
Okay, there's not this all-encompassing answer associated with.
Trying again.
Trying again. I was going to bring it up. I don't want to hear what ABC has to say.
No, we don't. Seriously.
No, I don't. Maybe I'm just going to mute this for a second.
Just in case.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. J MacD says that in Austin, Texas, no Columbus Day. Here, it's Indigenous Day.
For you.
Everybody likes to see Uncle Jack shovel to the bathroom in the background. Yes. We went to the gym today. He did Pilates. Pilates
On a
every
machine.
Monday.
On a machine.
Machine Pilates.
Machine Pilates.
That is right.
Yeah, so what Sheriff Lombardo said, Lombardo said was the security guard Jesus who encountered Paddock was actually shot at 9:59 minutes before 64-year-old Paddock unleashed his hail of
reign of
gunfire.
terror because he's a superhero man.
Lombardo said Campos immediately reported to hotel security that he had been shot. However, responding officers did not know Campos had been shot until they arrived on the 32nd floor and encountered him. It's unclear what ultimately led Paddock to stop shooting at the people below. Officials had originally thought that Campos distracted him. Now, this is what I don't understand. Did Jesus not speak English?
I'm sorry, that's about to be funny.
Because you would think that they would talk to the dude, right? He's the dude who, like,
immediately you could get a real response. Like, immediately they should know that story.
Sit him down.
Because guess what, guys?
Hey,
immediately they knew, like, within, minutes of this shooting, they knew it was just one guy. It is officially one shooter. We know that within 5 minutes of our investigation. Right. We do not know.
And we already know within minutes that it's not ISIS related or terror related.
Within minutes. We know these things. But
with an eyewitness having one-on-one conversation.
We don't know. That was somehow we messed that up.
That is insane. He must be a mute and only talk through an alien language of sign language
that no one can interpret.
Because otherwise, you sit the dude down. You were the first guy on the scene.
Did he shoot you before or after he laid into all those people and killed them?
Did he finally,
That's a simple question,
a week later, come out and say, I'm not the hero you thought I was. I didn't stop the gunfire. Y'all been saying that for like a week, but I didn't stop it. I'm not the hero.
Something
that you
tells
think
me
I am.
he had no reason to lie. To start off with.
So
Okay.
I think that it's an FBI piece of misinformation.
Oh my god.
And they're finally going to drop into us. They have a narrative, right? And they're going to keep dropping in pieces
my gosh.
of truth because Laura Loomer, I love this chick.
She confronted the FBI.
She confronted them.
Now, she got no comment out of them, but the fact that she had the chutzpah to go and do it.
Okay, but here's the thing. I saw her on InfoWars had the press conference, which I can't find.
It's only on InfoWars as far as we can find.
Only parts of it. I think that what they've done, in my opinion, if you guys can find the whole thing, let me know, because this happened with the last one. I think they're literally making it so that the reporters go out and report and that we don't get to see it ourselves like they were with the first ones.
Right.
But anyways, she made Sheriff Lombardo admit that because of her valet receipts that
Yep.
she has had her hands on,
Yep.
or whatever you want to say, pictures of, that the timeline was September 25th, and he acknowledged it. He acknowledged it. And so let's play this clip here.
False information to the public, telling us that Stephen Paddock checked into the Mandalay Bay Resort Casino on the 28th of September.
This was on her way to the press
Receipts
conference.
and documents from inside the hotel, right, that say that Stephen Paddock actually checked in on the 25th. And they said no comment, they were silent, they turned their backs to me and they walked away. And they saw me take pictures of them because I saw them in the parking lot in valet when I was walking around, and they put their jackets on to cover their FBI shirts. So you can see on my Twitter, I snapped a picture. I'm with Mike Tokes, actually, who was able to snap a picture as well of the guy putting his jacket on, and you can see the FBI letters. So they're not giving the full story. I'm on my way to the press conference right now. That's why I'm in a car. Mike is actually driving. But we're going to go confront them. We're going to ask them, because the American people deserve to know, especially if they're going to be holding these press conferences, why they're essentially conducting a misinformation campaign. We're not getting the full story. I mean, even a CNN reporter confirmed my reporting and reported that Stephen Paddock checked in on the 25th, right? So the mainstream media, one outlet at least, CNN, is reporting this. But CNN didn't even, have the journalistic integrity or the mindset to question, okay, well, if he's checking in on the 25th, doesn't that mean that the FBI and law enforcement are lying to us if they're still pushing this narrative that he checked in on the 28th? So they're not asking the tough questions, right? You can very, casually slip in a date change, but you have to. I mean, for the sake of journalistic integrity, you have to question the timeline. They didn't even mention the fact that they changed the date, right? It's very concerning. I mean, the mainstream media is totally complicit in what is starting to really look like an FBI cover-up of this attack.
Absolutely.
And that's just one basic factoid that you can look at and say, okay, we were blatantly lied to. There's a lot of other ambiguities about this case, a lot of other strange things that maybe were a lie, maybe was misinformation, maybe was confused, maybe perhaps still just a clouded piece of information we don't know about, like details with the car, details with how many shooters there were, different stuff like that we're still trying to get to the bottom of. Another thing that I noticed that you took a picture of was the fact that on top of the Mandalay Bay, there are 360 security cameras looking down pretty much directly above the windows that the shooting was alleged being fired out of. Did you get any answers upon that, or what were you thinking when you saw the security cameras? Because to me, that's clear evidence that they have I mean, somebody has access to those films, somebody has access to those archives, and those archives obviously caught the moment of the tragedy.
Yeah, no, you can go on my Twitter, and I did outline the cameras in red, and I circled the windows in red and the cameras in yellow, so people can see that there are at least 4 or 5 visible cameras, right? Not even talking about the cameras that are disclosed, because Vegas has a lot of secret cameras that they don't want people seeing, and you can see that they're positioned at an angle, 360-degree lenses above and on the side of the windows where the shooting took place. Okay, so there's no way in hell that the shooter or shooters conducted this attack from those windows without the shooting being caught on camera. Those windows are also forward-facing other hotels in the area where
they would have had
as well, where there would be
cameras as well.
So if we were to obtain some type of surveillance footage, it would show us whether or not there were two shooters, because if they used high-powered rifles to kill these people, which they did because they were automatic weapons, then you would see muzzle flares or muzzle flashes from 2 windows. So what I don't understand is, why aren't they releasing this footage, right? I mean, they could easily tell whether or not there were 2 shooters.
Because they want to keep the American public in this frenzy of trying to figure it out.
Security camera footage of nearby hotels, or even their own.
Or there's no footage to be had.
This is why I really believe there's an FBI cover-up here, and we're not getting the full story.
I imagine that you'll be back to Mandalay Bay. You're saying you're heading towards the press conference. The police are about to give another press conference?
Well, I'm actually headed over to Mandalay Bay right now to go do something else, and I want to talk about it. But
I want to get back, though. You mentioned a press conference. I wasn't privy to a press conference.
They're having a press conference. The LAPD and FBI are having a press conference today, which I'm going to be attending.
And they're doing that at the Mandalay Bay?
No, it's at another location. Slipping my mind into my phone right now.
No, that's fine. I was just trying to get privy to this because I've been trying to follow these press conferences.
And they're keeping the press conference really under wraps, which is really funny to me, because the whole point of a press conference is to release information to the public.
Right.
So why is it a secret?
So let's just go through a few of Laura's tweets here. Sheriff Lombardo just acknowledged the September 25th, 28th timeline of the Las Vegas shooter that was uncovered by Laura. In a follow-up question about when the shooter checked in, Sheriff Lombardo, for the first time, publicly mentioned the September 25th date following her question. She says he became very flustered and angry and said, "Please stop asking your question." I didn't know it was her when I watched it on InfoWars. Let's see, she was there. They got it on video, but the volume is really low.
Right.
Security cameras is being kept a secret. They did confront the FBI. Let's see, Stephen Paddock's brother flew to Las Vegas this weekend to meet with authorities. He wants to cremate his brother. Don't you think that's a little bit soon?
I think there's some more investigating that needs to happen before you burn the body that can't be resumed.
He's cooperating with authorities.
Oh, yeah, it can't be resumed. Maybe he's still alive, resuming his life.
To undergo a second extensive interview. Man, to be a fly on that wall. That man was more interesting to me.
Yes, fascinating.
And that 30 minutes went by so fast than anything I have watched in the past 5 years.
I agree.
That was so exciting to me. I would love to hear him talk again.
Right. So I want to go to Otto. He says the whole thing stinks and the MSM isn't giving it a lot of coverage, but they are pushing gun control now like crazy. Apple Mark says, where is the DVR footage of the hardware transport? And that's one of the things that, again, when we talk about these security cameras, it's a no-brainer.
This is so weird.
That there are security cameras everywhere that would have seen him coming and going. They have that footage if it exists.
Eric Paddock was interviewed again. Why didn't you get it on tape for me? Please, I want to watch him again. He's the only one who leads us any clues. I'm trying to get them to understand Steve's mindset. I don't want them to chase bad leads.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that so weird?
It's very strange.
It's so weird. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, there was another comment that I wanted to get to. So Otto, yes, I did get your video of the that said 2 distinct shooters. There are people on the ground that videotaped, and they were like, there are 2 shooters. I'm seeing 2 shooters from these windows.
Do you want to bring that up at all?
I can try. Yeah.
Up on that thing. Let's see. She says, not all hotels in Las Vegas turned off their lights for 11-minute blackout at 10:05, but Trump Hotel did, just in case the haters say he didn't. Stepped outside for 11-minute blackout in honor of shooting victims. Someone wrote, ISIS is here. Interesting. Let's see.
You want me to drop it in here?
Is it? Yeah,
It's
go
ready
ahead.
to go.
Go ahead. Play it.
Let's see. Hold on, guys.
In Vegas, they can catch you if you count your cards, but not carrying in hundreds of pounds of guns and ammo. We're going to talk about that. The fact that he had toolboxes up there. He had drills up there. There were wires that they found all over the carts. Like, seriously, if you're a guest in a hotel and you see wires coming from a cart, probably into the guy's room, you're not going to say anything?
It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now. Two shooters right there in that room. It's not that blinking light now.
Hopefully that's enough for you guys to get, and I'll drop that link in the description really quickly so you guys can see that and watch it on your own.
So this, she also says this FBI instructor said Uber contacted him to inform him that Stephen Paddock and his girlfriend were picked up in an Uber September 9th. Her source told her Paddock booked his September reservation. So September 25th reservation. So the FBI is lying about a lot of things. And if it wasn't for, this is something I want to talk to you guys about. This alcohol drinking thing. It's really insane because you have people at different casinos, some saying that he drank heavily, and some saying that while he stayed there for like 5 or 6 years, he never touched alcohol. Waiters saying he and his girlfriend never drank.
Yeah, very strange.
So Steve Wine says that Stephen Paddock regularly visited wine resorts with his girlfriend, adding nobody ever saw them drink alcohol.
The Las Vegas massacre raises new questions about how to prevent these attacks. Joining me now for an exclusive interview, one of the giants of Las Vegas, Steve Wynn, chief executive of Wynn Resorts, who's been thinking about this problem for a long time. Steve, it was over a year ago when you said that Las Vegas was a target city and you were going to harden your hotels and casinos. What did you do?
Actually, it was 2 years ago Thanksgiving, and I got every consultant and advisor I can think of to come through, from Ray Kelly to people from SEALs Team 6. It took us from Thanksgiving until May to develop and institute and recruit a program of counterterrorism, and it'll be 2 years this May. It started in 2015.
And without going into great detail, what kind of things do you have on your facilities?
Basically, we had to recruit and expand security by tens of millions of dollars to cover every entrance, to retrain the entire workforce from housekeeping and room service, and people are in the tower and observing people. We had to cover every exit and every aspect of the building to see if we could identify and preempt any kind of terroristic or violent action. It's never perfect, of course.
So I don't know where that says that in that particular. I actually hadn't. I read different reports. So I think that there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of false information out there. I wanted to bring up this woman's article on WorldNet Daily. She says, I have hair-raising questions about the Vegas mystery killer.
Before you go on, so I'm going to try and keep a little bit on top of the comments here that I want to put out. Otto says, the Las Vegas sheriff doesn't look comfortable speaking. Like he wants to say more, but he looks like a guy who knows he's going to get jammed up.
Exactly. And the guy behind him, the FBI guy, is his babysitter. Lombardo is a dog. The FBI is the leash holder.
Linda Eckert says, MGM's Jim Moran and George Soros are co-conspirators in the Mandalay Bay massacre. I don't know if we were going to get to any of that, but obviously most of you should already be well aware of the MGM stock sell-off that happened, I think, what was it, like the 25th or something? Maybe it was even before that.
October 1st.
No, the sell-off of the stocks. The MGM owner who sold off like a bunch of stocks. I don't know if he's bought them back, but those stocks that dropped on the 1st would have been a prime kind of insider trading time. If you know something bad's going to happen, you know the stocks are going to drop, then you sell off your stocks. It was like 2 weeks ahead of time, so it couldn't have been the 25th, but it was 2 weeks ahead of time. The MGM guy, maybe you guys can give us a little bit more of the specifics because I'm going off of memory here. But anyway, it makes total sense if you would sell off your stocks and then buy them back after they drop, which they obviously did on the 1st. And he also is the same guy, I think, that's going to possibly get those scanners up and running. I'm not terrified. I don't like that word at all because I'm not scared because I'm a Christian. But it does concern me that they're going to want to start putting these scanners, like those body scanners that are at the airport, everywhere. They'll scan your car. They'll scan you before you go in the grocery store. They'll scan you before you check into a hotel room or something like that. I don't want to be x-rayed that many times. I know how bad it is for your body. You know, not even privacy alone. Like that's a complete separate issue. It will kill you. You know, it'll cause cancers and things like that. This is very, very alarming. And this is part of the agenda, not just gun control, but I believe that these scanners are a part of their control that they want to do too.
So we can't really, there's really not much more to bring up, but I did want to bring up this video. Two old guys went to a shooting range, and they kind of proved that he couldn't have...
Old?
It was a joke.
Welcome back to the Lombardo. My name is Bob Howell.
Michelle, come on.
You sound like those 20-year-olds when they go, how old was the guy? This is like an old guy. How old was he? Like 40 or something.
It was a
That's
joke.
That's what you're sounding like, man, old guys.
You mean politically correct with my jokes.
Old.
Two old guys grabbing their guns, going out to the shooting range. It was just a joke, by the way. And they proved that you can't fire the bump stock with the tripod repetitively.
He had a free flow handrail on it.
Let's see. So this is the bump stock with the
pod, whatever it's called, bipod.
Hey, Stephen just noted he can't get more than 7 or 8 rounds at a time, and he's experienced with this bump stock, folks. Now, earlier I released a video that showed the shooter, and I'm not going to say Stephen Paddock because we don't know if he's the only one yet or not. But there was a 93 round burst, or 98 round burst, continuous. So, you know, it just begs the question. Was he actually using a stock, or was he holding it up to his shoulder? Now, if he was holding it up to his shoulder, that presents another problem. because the man was 64 years old. He was flabby. He was out of shape. And it takes some strength. It takes some stamina in order to hold that rifle up to your shoulder and bump fire it fully automatic. So could he have done that for 10 minutes, firing thousands of rounds? I don't know. Let's try this again, Stephen, see how it works.
See if I can't get this thing to run a little bit longer. But I tell you, it's not looking good. I mean, this thing I'll save. I've tried it a couple different ways, trying to get this thing to fire off this bipod, but that bipod seems to be stopping the recoil.
Oh.
I mean, that could explain why we did hear so many different
6 or 7 rounds at a time.
bursts of gunfire.
Yeah.
So when they
That's
go
the problem for their...
when you hear the gunfire back again, but what's really weird, when you listen to it over again, you hear these kind of bursts over top of the continual bursts.
Right.
So then we go into our conspiracy realm, and listen, that's what we're here for. We're here to bring conspiracy theories and conspiracy truths and to rate them for you guys. And you have, Michelle, on your little doomajiggy right there, some of our conspiracy theories.
All right. Let's see which one I want to go
Now,
with first.
Patriot Gallery, she dives into the depths of YouTube world.
Yes, she does.
And she brings up little gems. And sometimes the gems prove to be fool's gold.
Right.
And sometimes they are true gems. Is that the web page?
Well, it depends on which one you want, but yes.
The one could not connect. Going down. No.
You want the other one?
Yeah, that's it. So actually, our faces are in the way. You have to put our faces to the left. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
We'll just pull them down.
That doesn't show the whole thing because
I have to move it over.
Okay, that's good. Now, a lot of people are talking about this in conspiracy realm world, that it's some sort of satanic ritual thing. So we're going to cover the odds of this. The line of sight does form a pyramid right next to the Luxor Hotel and Casino. The Luxor Hotel and Casino has this giant beam, and it shoots into the sky, and you can see it from hundreds of miles away.
Like 275 miles away from...
And there's this big lion in the front, and somebody talked about the fact that now this one's too far for me, but I'm going to go and say it. His last name is Paddock, and the people were
cordoned off. A paddock is a cordoned off area, and they were cordoned off and they were herded.
And some of them had to jump over into the... this isn't as conspiracy theory-ish. This is more conspiracy probability. A lot of them had to jump over the fence into the airport. It's like right next to an airport, and it's highly probable that
that was a good getaway.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All right, so I cannot confirm this because my mom watched it in a video. All right, but if this is true, this is very telling. She said that she saw in a video that the CIA had a breakdown, just so happened to have a breakdown on September 29th at that airport. Okay, meaning, and they stayed there through the actual shooting.
I can't confirm
this. I cannot confirm that. She said she saw it in a video. She went to sleep, and I can't confirm that. If you guys know about that, shoot me a link. However, we do know that that airport is literally right next door.
He did try to shoot the fuel tanks.
And he did try to shoot the fuel tanks. But I mean, seriously, there is the whole fact that everybody thinks that the Luxor is the base for the Illuminati. You can see it from outer space. You can see it from Los Angeles on a clear day. That beam of light, it costs $51 a daggum hour to run that light. All right, it's a waste of electricity as far as I'm concerned. Then let me pull Leah and I back off of here really quickly. But you see the great Sphinx of Giza. I don't know how that's pronounced. Giza, whatever.
People don't just do things. They are in the occult. They
are. And so if you want to look at it this way, I mean, I don't have a problem saying that there's the possibility that the CIA had some sort of satanic cult where all those people were just a big sacrifice for them.
Right.
Okay? We all know that the CIA and the cult and all of the deep state, that really goes hand in hand. It does exist.
I don't have a picture of it, and this is, again, Patriot Gallery. Somebody, I wish she was here.
Is there any? There's a picture. There's the actual beam
No,
of
the
light there.
Twin
I'm just
Tower
showing it.
building behind that
There's
the
the
windows
Sphinx.
actually do open.
So that is, I think his name is Scott Bisnack. If you wanted to pull up one of his videos, I'm not sure what the rest of this is here.
You would see muzzle flares or muzzle.
Scott Bisnack. I think his name is Scott Bisnack. Bisnack. There it is.
Okay.
Nope. See, they don't want you to find him. This guy actually went, there he is, to the site at Mandalay Bay. I'm really proud of him. Go to his videos, the breaking exclusive, and then maybe start
or anything of the above.
back it up.
I want you to look at that building.
There
I can't zoom in with this camera, but I have close-ups of what we're going to show you from the ground up close.
So if you back
If
it
you
up,
look
he'll
where
show
my
you the
finger
tower.
is.
That's where it is.
No, those are
Okay,
different. That's
this
different.
goes right
That's the
in
MGM.
line with the concert.
So
where
back it
everybody-
up to
From the book depository window, and I fully.
you can just
see
let-
these two
there we go.
large structures here.
right here.
There are stairs, elevators, and windows inside of this large structure. It's under new construction, and the police have that whole area blocked off, this construction site. Okay? Those are new. Inside of them are hollow. You'll see window openings, and then from the top. Now, if I turn and go right over here, you will see the concert venue right there. Okay? If you remember from the videos you're seeing on YouTube that are verifiable from people, young kids and others and family in front of where the concert venue was who had first row seats, they pointed to shots, and a couple of them got slumped over and shot almost right there. If you remember, they pointed directly behind the stage, not to the right, not to the left. They pointed directly, and I can show you this video on green screen when I get back to our studios this coming week. They pointed right behind the stage. What is right behind the stage exactly? Look right there. And those are massive structures, by the way. We're standing in front of them far away, but they are huge. And
What
they have windows.
are they?
What a perfect place. It is a locked off construction area.
I don't know.
It's a great way to shoot. Shell casings dropped, no problem. And it will go, and it ties into the people who are pointing directly behind the stage and even other information that we have. Now I'm going to point out something else to you. From here, that's where all the people were gathered, and that alleged security guard, over behind me you'll see the white stage area there where people are sitting
I
for
hope
this
you guys
concert.
can see this.
Everybody's seen the security guard video that they accuse this man of shooting people right there up close. Okay? I'm going to leave that theory alone. I don't buy that theory at all. Okay? Sorry, I just don't. So now I'm going to explain something else to you. People were dropping as they were running out this gate over here.
Yeah.
On, so I can watch my finger, right over there. I want you to look at the building right parallel to that. Okay? In that building, it's almost the exact same height as the 32nd floor, and I'm going to point something out to you. Okay? I'm going to keep walking over here so you can see this because it's going to shock you. Just hang on. I got to cross because of the cars. Okay?
I really like this guy. I love that he just like up
I'm
and
going to
just
show
went.
you something.
I'm just going. I'm going to
And
go
if
look
anything
for
anybody
myself.
knows about anything to take out for a mass shooting or anything of the above, I want you to look at that building. I can't zoom in with this camera, but I have close-ups of what we're going to show you from the ground up close. If you look where my finger is, okay, this goes right in line with the concert where everybody was getting shot, and you heard the second set of shots from the back. Right up there on the top windows, they open. They are wide open as we speak. Some of the windows on the top level there. Those are high roller, top roller suites at the top, tied to where? MGM. We'll get into the MGM part of this. And
so I wanted to bring you guys that.
Now, somebody had sent me a link. I have no problem opening it up. However, with the sound issues that we had before, I'm terrified. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send it to you, maybe in Google Docs.
One of the main owners of MGM.
Either or.
Okay, because I want Leah to be able to do this. But the last time I opened up a video, man, y'all remember that sound, and it was bad. Anything I play while we're running this system in the background.
Get out. There we go.
You guys love us
Stop.
anyway.
Are you Google Docking it?
I'm just Facebook or Google Docs?
Google Doc it.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so while we're here still talking about this,
I don't know what Google Docs this is. Is this the right one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just throwing it at the
what
top.
about the woman in the beginning who said, you're all going to die? What about that? We haven't heard anything about that.
And I've been watching. I've been trying to seek that out all day, actually, as a matter of fact. Now, they have found a Facebook page that people are claiming is actually her Facebook page. But there's a big but here. A, it's all shut down, secret. I would do it, too, if I was her, if I was a real person. My question is, why on earth has nobody in any of these press conferences that we have seen asked about this young lady or asked about the woman that may have said? That was one of the very first things, if you guys will remember, that came out was this girl saying, we were told we're all going to die tonight, and 45 minutes later, and we left. Why would you, as a journalist, and you have your chance for a question at a press conference, not one of you is going to ask about that?
So, and I also heard that when you roll up to one of these suites or one of these hotels,
I forgot we're not supposed to be yelling.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Are you using this one still?
I don't know. Here, let's do a little experiment, people.
Using this microphone.
I muted. Hang on. I want to. Now that we have you here, we're just doing this like right now. No, I can't. It's just the default ones. That's all it'll let me do.
Oh, you can't use the speakers from this?
It doesn't. It's supposed to have speakers, but oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna try using the webcam speakers. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
It's like a 30-second leg.
Wow. Okay.
So we're gonna have to find out if you guys can.
If you
still
can't hear me, I'm just gonna pretend like you can. When you pull up to a casino, they automatically grab all your bags and take them to the top. They said that he brought them in, all the guns in, with a bunch of golf bags. So what did everybody think he was? Did he leave with the same golf bags and bring them back? I mean, were people wondering where the clubs were?
How many golf bags?
Were people wondering, did he have clubs in there and then just put a gun in each one? Did it look like he was
I
golfing
know how
every
much
day?
golf clubs weigh. Guns weigh more than golf clubs.
But did he do one gun a day, or did it look like he was golfing multiple times a day? Somebody said that he took it all up himself, but then his brother said Stephen wouldn't even go get himself a sandwich.
Right.
Stephen would use a bipod because he wouldn't hold a gun because Stephen was lazy. But we do know that Sheriff Lombardo said that he was leading a secret life.
Right.
So we don't know anything, but the FBI obviously knows things. So did he refuse any housekeeping maintenance during his forced stay at the suite? That Wynn guy, he said that 24 hours, do not disturb, that raises a flag, we check it out. 48 hours, that's a big flag.
Yeah.
So how does this go on? Like Alex Jones is always pointing out, when they go in there and check out your room, I mean, there were times where he was gone. So that's when housekeeping comes in and they check.
I kept wondering about housekeeping. I mean, I haven't stayed at that many hotels in my life, and usually it's for one day, right? We've not really stayed at hotels for extended periods of time, so I'm not sure how the whole housekeeping thing works. But can you tell them not to come into your room for weeks on a time?
No.
I mean, don't they come every day and clean? Somebody had asked about the lag on this. It's literally like a full second, 30 seconds. I'm so sorry about that. So we're 30 seconds in the future.
So there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Why was it reported that that Danilee was in Australia, and then it was reported she was in Tokyo,
right,
and then she was in the Philippines?
Mary Lou is who Leah's talking about. His
why
girlfriend.
were there 3 different reports? Why is there so much going on? Paddock has had houses in Arizona and Nevada, and weapons were found there as well.
And once again, in the house in Mesquite, nobody was covering that within the first 24 hours. Nobody went there. The FBI didn't go there. Law enforcement didn't go there. There was enough time for anything to happen to be planted there.
Then the next question is obviously, these broken out windows were 9 windows apart. How is he running from window to window? We know we hear farther away bullets in closer range, that it cannot be explained with different guns.
Exactly. Definitely 2 shooters. Lee and I are Resistance Chicks, and I think everybody here, it's 2 shooters. That doesn't even need to be established
And
anymore.
finally,
at least 2 shooters.
Something that's not talked about a lot, but even Tucker Carlson did talk about this. Danilee said that he was acting really crazy for the last couple weeks, and that he would lie in bed moaning, crying out, "Oh God," in like pain and torment, like pretty much like he had been in hell.
Is that MK Ultra? Everybody keeps asking. I don't know much about the mind control thing. I don't know about all that stuff. But everybody keeps saying this dude was MK Ultra, and then other people say he wasn't. I don't know. That to me would seem like if you were being put through some sort of torture process or mind control process, that would really, I don't know. Everybody's kind of throwing that one out there.
And then it would be really easily, and I could solve this all with one sentence. He was demon possessed. And the demons made him do it. And so that would
answer the how he was physically able to accomplish it.
It would answer why he cried, "Oh God, at night."
Yep.
It would answer how he was able to get the guns up.
I'm so glad that we're not famous like Alex Jones right now, because this would be put out somewhere. Resistance chicks officially say the answer is he was demon possessed.
It's cut and dry. I'm done. We're done.
We're
it's
done.
Solved.
Done here.
What else do you have? We're gonna move on.
All right, no, go ahead and go to the Google Doc and pull up that video.
Okay, that's right. The video. I forgot.
Of the shot in the Bellagio, I think.
Again, the Bellagio.
Go back up. I don't know. Somebody had sent it. It's at.
Are you talking about the ones we've seen? We
threw it at the top.
It's frozen.
Sorry, no yelling. They told us not to yell.
Sorry.
We are who we are, people. It gets loud.
So we played the Bellagio one.
I couldn't tell if it was the one that we played, but somebody keeps putting it in here over and over and over again, so I figured it's worth giving a little look at, and we'll find out. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the hotel unlocked.
She says the hotel was on lockdown. This person, we've covered it, has said that she was at the front of the bar, and there were some shots, and then nobody's talking about the Bellagio. A lot of people were saying that there was other hotels that were shot up. So
right.
Okay, are we ready to move on?
For
some nighttime news.
Think we're ready. Let me see. Maybe the side goal is to demonize the 50 to 65 male crowd. Those are guys that might have combat experience and aren't happy with the nation's changes. Definitely could be.
There's a lot of side goals here. But fortunately, the left is I think it's a gift from God. This Harvey Weinstein thing. They're not allowed to talk about gun control right now because everyone in Hollywood, what I didn't know was that Harvey Weinstein, I didn't even really know his name. He was mentioned and thanked more than God over the course of all Academy and Oscar awards.
Wow.
And Meryl Streep even called him God. And she said maybe in the Old Testament sense or something like that. And so I do have a link for that. We can talk about that later. But this is one I wanted to bring to you. We can't stay on too much longer. We have some dogs to do. But you can now knowingly expose others to HIV in California.
My mind.
And it's not a felony anymore. It used to be a felony if you knowingly expose someone to HIV. But what's interesting is that this article says modern medicine allows those with HIV to live longer lives and nearly eliminates the possibility of transmission. Today, California took a major step towards treating HIV as a public health issue instead of treating people living with HIV as criminals. No, you can't knowingly. This is what I just don't understand about people. These same people want to ban guns. But
I got the answer. We're banning all sex.
There you go.
Then you can't transmit any more STDs. It's going to be illegal.
We're going to be like the Shakers.
Yeah.
As everyone just
all
dies
civilization dies out, at least Americans anyway.
Yeah. So this is really disconcerting to me. California is like its own. They've become a sanctuary state for criminals.
They're getting ready to Cal exit.
They want to Cal exit and allow all. It's going to be like Australia, where all the felons will go. Because
seriously, I can pull this up though. So Will Way, one of our moderators, he's not here tonight, had sent me this email from. He's monitoring Yes California, which is the group that is. They have like an embassy in Russia. Okay, this is the group that's trying to do Cal exit. But at the end, I was reading like their kind of manifesto for this referendum that they want to do, and It says grants California citizenship to all residents of California, including undocumented immigrants, making it possible to renounce your American citizenship in the future. I can get it if you want to keep reading.
No, go ahead.
You have to jump out of that thing, man. It's an alarm. So they talk about making the bear flag the national flag. It ends the performance of the American national anthem at NFL games and other sporting events taking place in California, which they want to still be part of the sports, which I found hilarious. We're not part of America, but we can still be part of the National Football League. But if you're not part of the nation, then you can't be part of the National Football League, which I found really interesting. Ends taxation in California, obviously by the IRS. Protects California residents and citizens from pursuit by federal agents of the United States until an extradition treaty is signed and ratified, and makes it a crime under kidnapping laws for a federal agent to deprive a California citizen of liberty. Pretty much what they're saying is, dude, we're going to secede from the Union, and we want all the criminals to come here, because if you come here, then the feds can't come and get you. Under kidnapping laws. Okay? So, and it schedules an independence referendum from California.
So
I just find
what do
this
you
hilarious.
guys think about the it's taking the felony charges to misdemeanor charges, and it's like a $50 parking ticket type thing. I have Googled and read about many cases where people have used their HIV as a weapon on people. And they have been prosecuted under this law.
Yeah.
Because you can kill someone with this.
Right.
I would make it a felony to knowingly infect anyone
with any disease.
I mean, if you gave somebody anthrax, what is the difference if you knowingly? There's a difference. Some people don't know they have HIV.
Right. And there's a difference between an accident.
Right.
Right. But if you know that if you have sex with somebody that has that does not have HIV and you do, they're going to get it.
Well, or they could. That's what they're saying. Modern medicine suppresses HIV. They're not actually definitely going to get it.
They're going to get it.
They're not definitely.
In Michelle's opinion, in Michelle's book, which rules everything, they're going to get it. It's wrong.
Well, even if in times past they did, and so many people have died.
They outlawed plastic bags, man. All right, we covered this yesterday.
No, we didn't.
We didn't cover it.
We just talked
about it. The
homeless
people, they're having an outbreak, okay, of hepatitis A in California because they've locked the bathroom doors, and now the homeless people have to poo outside, and they used to be able to pick up their poo with the plastic bags, but now they can't pick up the poo with the plastic bags anymore because the plastic bags have been outlawed in an entire state. I'm not saying that I am in favor of plastic bags.
California has some issues,
but we were talking about this. It's the butterfly effect. For those of you that are not aware of that, the butterfly effect is if you get rid of the plastic bags and the homeless people can't use it for their pickup of their poo, and then they spread hepatitis A everywhere. That's the butterfly effect.
California has an hepatitis A outbreak, already the nation's second largest in the last 20 years, could continue for months, even years. At least 569 people have been infected and 17 have died since last November in San Diego, Santa Cruz, and Los Angeles counties. And so some of the theories behind this could be there was a crackdown on homeless people. And so what did they do? They started to lock the bathroom doors in outdoor facilities, so then people had to go to the bathroom outside. And then, like Michelle said, they banned plastic bags, which is what a lot of these homeless people would use to, throw away their stuff. And so you have these shanty towns, you have these homeless towns. They do not have proper bathrooms, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I mean, seriously, we are big libertarians and not big on government taxes and things like that, but dude, you can pay for some porta potties.
Well, here's the thing also with the homeless people.
Yeah.
When your state has a massive amount of homeless people, you can't afford to take in any more illegal aliens and pay for them and give them welfare. When you have homeless Americans to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
Okay? It's unthinkable.
Right.
All right, so what else do we have for them?
Whew. let's see, Laura. Where? So, just a quick update on Catalonia. The Catalonian president to declare gradual independence on Tuesday. In the latest twist ahead of tomorrow's much anticipated next step announcement to be made by the Catalan people leaving Catalonia, which is still to be formalized. Spain's EFE Newswire reports that the Catalonian president
Charles Puigdemont,
if that's how you say it, has reportedly drafted a declaration of gradual independence that will be gradually effective, and which will start
plan to start a constituent process.
The declaration, which will cap with El Periodico, dubbed the most critical moment for Catalonia. So,
we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We shall see what happens. We can't stay long. We keep saying that, but I do have to bring up Mr. Watermelon.
Yeah, that's not up yet.
No.
Okay.
So we have a faster computer coming in the mail
from Canada.
And so we'll be able to get these up quicker. But I think it's in this one. No, yes, Detroit. So this is hilarious, but it's sad. It's awful. Did any of you know that watermelons were racist? Please raise your hand.
Because I didn't, because all I know is that they're just yummy goodness.
I love watermelons, and this poor Detroit firefighter has Robert Patterson, 41. He was going to his new engine 55 at the corner of Joy and Southfield in Detroit, and I guess you're supposed to bring a welcome gift on your first day. And most firefighters bring donuts. It's not mandatory, it's voluntary. You come in bearing gifts. The usual gift is donuts, but you're allowed to bring whatever you want to bring in. Patterson, who was a probationary firefighter, decided to stand out from the crowd and bring a watermelon with a pink bow on top. And actually there's a picture of the watermelon. It's a big one. Ah, where's that big watermelon? It's a big one. It's a good sized watermelon, like would serve the whole all of them. So when you get your first detail at a firehouse, you pretty much know what you're getting yourself into. So you would have to say it was probably a bad call. The police chief, I guess, said some people at the firehouse claim it is racially insensitive. I don't know McCarty. I don't know who that is. Sorry. Patterson argued he did not bring in the watermelon as a joke, had no intention of offending his colleagues. But the fire commissioner said that Patterson was officially discharged. There's zero tolerance for discriminatory behavior. And he engaged in unsatisfactory work behavior which was deemed offensive and racially insensitive to members of the Detroit Fire Department. After a thorough investigation, it was determined the best course of action was to terminate the employment of this probationary employee. So what I read was that the watermelon has been the racist symbol of past ages, characterizes black people as unclean, lazy, childish, and an unwanted presence. Now, when I think of a watermelon, do the word unclean, the lazy, childish, or unwanted does not come to mind. So, if I was to present someone, a black person, with a watermelon, and I would to say, this represents what I think of you, I would say that they are sweet and juicy and refreshing,
yummy,
and awesome.
Okay, little insight into Leah that y'all don't know. Girl practically lives, and it's not a joke, on watermelon all summer long. Pretty much.
Well,
breakfast and lunch for sure.
But explain to them why.
Because we go and we get leftover produce for our pigs from our local kind of farmer's market
and
type
Kansas
place.
is always bringing back full whole watermelons.
But before that, you would still buy watermelons
but
at
not,
least 2 or 3 times a week.
Just once a week.
Well, it lasted you like all
week. But then it's been all summer. Like all summer he's brought home like
she eats watermelon like it's nobody's business. A girl can put away some watermelon. Man.
So I guess I'm a huge racist.
Here's the thing. We were at Pilates class with my uncle today, and one of the people there, they were talking about how she said her husband was at work and they were going to do kind of a fundraiser thing where the guys dress up with dresses and wear skirts for some reason. And there was even places online where you can buy men's high heels and how funny it was going to be. But the women, I don't know who these women were, like an HR, I don't know, decided that would be just a little bit discriminatory and insensitive. So they had to cancel the whole fundraiser and not let the guys dress up in dresses and high heels because somehow that was stereotyping. And I'm just like, seriously? Like, I don't know. Every single thing has to become some sort of issue. Things can't just be real anymore. It's a watermelon. When we go to parties, we bring watermelons from now on. Now I know if I'm going to go hang out with my black friends not to bring a watermelon to their cookout.
Maybe cut it up and put it with other fruit.
Yeah, don't bring like a whole watermelon.
But then if you went to visit your gay friends, you would not want to bring fruit.
Oh my god.
Because then they would say that's homosexual. Like.
Oh my god.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. But I want to do a whole issue on this. How many of you, please raise your hand if you're probably sleeping, if you're here from the UK?
Oh yeah, it's late. It's late there.
Yeah. I have to tell you that the judges in the UK are all of them pedophiles. Follow my Facebook. I've posted a couple things. And in France, I told you about the judge in France who the 11-year-old was said to have consented, and so the guy got off because the judge said this 11-year-old consented. In this article, it again talks about a man who rapes a little girl, but because his wife cannot integrate into British society, he got off. And the judge ruled that he wasn't a threat to society. Something is wrong in the UK. I am really sorry for you guys because we have bad judges. We have some bad judges, but like so many in Europe, so many of these judges think that 11-year-olds can consent to sex, and those are pedophiles in their minds. But the headline on this that goes along with it is shockingly badly integrated Pakistani women live in an entirely different society in Britain. Now remember, the Pakistani men's are the ones with the grooming gangs. The Pakistani men's are the ones with the grooming gangs, right? They are so evil. Pakistani women living in Britain are part of an entirely different society, are shockingly badly integrated according to a new survey. The nation's first disparity audit will reveal entire communities are segregated from their neighbors. The Cabinet Office study, which will be published on Tuesday, was designed to better understand how people in the UK access healthcare, education, employment, and the criminal justice system. Pakistani women living in the UK, especially those who are not working and do not speak English, have not integrated into society. Other communities have integrated very well, but the audit shows that Pakistani women who don't speak English or go out to work are living in an entirely different society and shockingly badly integrated. While many will be shocked by the report, others are not surprised. Teachers in Britain have previously reported some of their pupils have to translate information for their mothers who cannot communicate
with school
staff. And this is actually a different article, but the Breitbart article linked to the man who was let off for molesting a girl because his wife was not integrated into society, and so he couldn't go to prison because he had to take care of his wife.
But no.
And the judge said,
I don't care what you leave behind. I don't care.
And the judge said, you will be safe. You won't harm anyone because you're just going to stay at home and live off of government benefits. So you won't be in society. You won't be able to harm anyone.
This is my angry face.
So I don't know what's going on in the UK. I don't know if there's anything you guys can do about it. But that's insane.
We're at the appeal to heaven stage.
That is insane. You want to know what else is insane? And I think we should probably leave with this and talk about Columbus for a second. But Ireland. Like, I don't know what happened to you. You guys got on the cusp over there in the UK of communism. And you didn't actually experience it. So you still have people who want it. Because you've never experienced it.
Right.
Everyone who experiences communism hates it and throws it off. But those who don't experience it still long for it. Remember I don't know if you guys were here on Sunday when we showed you that Theresa May was wearing that the Mexican artist who dated Trotsky, cried over Stalin, had a hammer and sickle corset, was part of the Mexican Communist Party, and she wears this during her speech with the Conservative Party.
I use that as the thumbnail. You can easily go back and find that video.
That is, I mean, dude, she's a communist. Theresa May, you would not wear that unless you were internally a communist. Okay, so you have infiltrated, you don't have a Conservative Party, just to let you know.
When you're going to go out in front of people, even Leah and I would never, like, I have shirts, you know, you've seen me wear, support our local farmer, or, you know, polyface chick, or something like that. I don't ever put anything that has a message behind it out unless I want to portray that message to the crowd.
And she's holding up her hand. She's holding up her arm.
Right.
It's not a joke. This isn't a joke.
Right.
Ireland honors mass murderer Che Guevara as son of Irish rebels with commemorative stamp.
This is horrific.
I'm going to actually have to cover this again next Sunday. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there, you guys, but you guys got to get the gospel in there or something, because you can't have these Marxist commies in there, man. You will destroy yourselves. You will destroy yourselves. The Irish government authorized the production of a stamp honoring the Irish roots of Argentinian Marxist and mass murderer Che Guevara. Ireland's mail service and post produced the stamp to mark the 50th anniversary of the death of Che Guevara, which falls on today. So his father, Ernesto, was of Irish descent. In my son's veins flowed the blood of the Irish rebels. So, the Irish rebels are mass murderers who, like, it's well known that he would just line people up and shoot them. Some kid, I was reading today that some kids took extra food and he just shot the dude. Shot the kid. I mean, seriously, would you have a stamp honoring Hitler or something like that? I mean, I don't understand you people. I don't understand. I am really upset about this.
Well, go back up to there was a Cuban radio host that she pretty much says it's objectionable. It doesn't matter that it's an image created by an artist. It's the image of a mass murderer. What does Ireland think it's doing by putting Che Guevara on a stamp? Che, whatever, however you want to say it.
So I just wanted to, this is just the
Ireland, what are you doing now? You know it's not kosher. You don't do that. We must get rid of this Che Guevara guy. You can't put him on a pedestal.
It's my ad blocker. I can't bring it up at this time. I just was going to bring up a few facts about Che Guevara, but you know what? We don't really... I think you guys probably already know.
Y'all know it.
You already know. Seriously, I can't. You do know that he was killed by, I believe, the Bolivians, right, guys? He was trying to take it over to Bolivia, and they didn't want him there, and so they killed him. Because, you know, I do know this, he was a playboy, he was really rich, he played, like, sports and golf and came from rich parents. They all do. All these Marxists come from wealthy parents.
Of course they do.
They're so insane. I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so, on that note, something funny. I'm going to end on something funny. So, Austria banned the burqa, which is kind of exciting, right?
Hey.
However... It also has banned...
For safety reasons, right?
Yes. It has also banned the ability to dress up in costumes. So, this man in a shark fin suit was fined by Austrian police under the new burqa ban. Yes, you read that right. I don't think that they have Halloween.
No more Halloween in Austria.
I don't think they have Halloween.
No more costume parties.
The man posing as a mascot of the McShark electronics chain in Vienna was supposed to attract customers to buy a new Apple device. However, he was instead approached by police officers demanding he take off his shark mask or face a fine. And he said, no, I'm just doing my work. And so he was fined, and wow. This is no face coverings. This is something else, man. When you
actually, Gary brought that up before you did, I think.
Oh, really?
So thank you, Gary, for that.
Alrighty. Well, while you're still here,
Let me get to a couple of these comments
go
before
ahead.
you move on.
Well, we're going to end. Go ahead.
Let's see. Otto says, a guy in Shinner, Texas, beat an illegal to death with his bare hands when he caught him doing wrong with his kid. No charges were filed.
Huh.
That's actually really good to hear.
Awesome.
Edward Wallace says, they need to pay their own bills for their folly. Very true. So, yeah. October 1st really was the 100-year anniversary of the Bolshevik.
No.
Or wasn't?
No, it's the 17th.
Is it October 17th?
Yeah.
So it is coming up regardless. And so I wanted to, I think we bring it up almost every episode, but it is worth repeating. That is why all of this is going on. Because these people take it very seriously. The Bolshevik Revolution, they are trying to start a revolution. Unfortunately, when you listen to the Bernieites, they all want a revolution. But they don't want like a revolution like our founding fathers have. They want a like French revolution, which is,
I don't know. I spent my day today perusing. You guys know Katie Johnstone. She tweeted out some stuff. We I don't know if we're still friends or not. I'm still her friend, but she stopped tweeting out our stuff. She
can't because she's been labeled. She's got too far with the friendly with the.
I'm laughing because we're on the winning side right now, and they are losing and losing badly. And she wanted to reach out and to, you know, they're very much anti-war, very much the whole Russian agenda and the Syrian agenda. We see eye to eye. You guys and us, a lot of us on the I don't even want to say other side. I say red-pilled side. Because we're not, I don't think we call ourselves rightists. We certainly don't call ourselves Republicans. We're just liberty people who believe in the Constitution and our founding fathers. But the people on the left, they label themselves.
Right.
They love labels. They're the lefties. And they label anybody to the right of them, to the right of their, they say that the established Democrats are center. And everyone to the right of them are alt-right. Alt-right. Not far-right, alt-right. So Cernovich, Breitbart, InfoWars are all white supremacist Nazi alt-right. Yeah. And so Katie Johnstone has found herself in the midst of a den of vipers. I saw her today. She put an article out on single payer. And I like to see what other people say. I don't live in a bubble. I read everything from everybody, people that I respect especially. And I respect Katie, and I want to know where she's coming from, right? And so I read her article on the single payer. Doesn't mean I believe in it, but I read it. I believe you can talk through things with people. And you should, underneath of this other tweet, she was eaten alive by sharks. Don't tweet out a Nazi. She collaborates with Nazis. She has been blacklisted by those on the left, by the progressives, eaten alive. And there was an article written under that by a dude who said, I don't think that the right and left should collaborate because if we come together and we defeat, they're like little kids, right? If we come together and defeat the mainstream media, then they're bigger than us. And Breitbart and InfoWars will fill the void, and then we will be utterly destroyed.
Right. So, I want to move on, though.
Okay.
Because we're running late, and we could talk about that all day. Somebody had asked if we had discovered anything, I think it was Julian, on Stephen Paddock's other two brothers. No. I can't find anything on that at all. If anybody else has information on that, leave it in the comments, not just in the live chat, but actually when this video processes. I want to hear.
There was a guy found in another casino, and I should play it.
He kind of does look like Stephen Paddock. I don't know.
So let's end this with I think some good news. This is a pretty good book. I love Peter Marshall. Get Peter Marshall's books. He is a great Christian historian. This guy, we keep telling you to watch Monumental with Kirk Cameron.
Yes.
Peter Marshall walks us through. And I wanted to give you guys, Christopher Columbus is not, well, I guess he is a saint, right? The Catholic Church makes him a saint. He wasn't perfect. but he was a godly man. And when we talk about the spreading out of people across the world, yeah, Europeans came to America, and we have to think to ourselves, okay, was there more room for people here in America? Absolutely. Did everybody who came here, were they all evil, bad people? Did they all treat the Indians badly? Were all Indians saints? The Aztecs, you guys, would go and capture neighboring tribes and bring them back. They wouldn't kill them. They'd bring them back so that they could ritually sacrifice them, and the blood would flow down in their temple.
Right. Grace says, Happy Columbus Day. That's coming from a Cherokee, by the way. Thank you, Grace.
I think that, you know, when we talk about our Pilgrim founding fathers, how they came here, they didn't need to pay the Native Americans for the land that they had, but they did. They became really good friends with the Wampanoag.
Yep.
And they allied themselves against other Native tribes because the Wampanoag were a peaceful tribe. If you were a peaceful tribe, then you were probably attacked. Your women were kidnapped. Your kids were kidnapped.
Right.
And there were other tribes that would attack the Wampanoag, and so they teamed up with the settlers. I mean, that's how we have the first Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right? And then I can tell you about William Penn. And William Penn, again, in Pennsylvania, was supposedly given Pennsylvania by the King of England. However, he became part of certain tribes. I mean, the Indians knew him as a friend.
Right.
And so the best thing to do is to pull out the best of people and say, this is what it should have been like for everyone.
Exactly.
We all should say, well, that is bad. I mean, bad things happen. Bad things happen to Europeans by other Europeans. Bad things happen to people in Africa by other Africans.
And bad things happened to Native Americans by other bad Native Americans.
And so we can't just say the white man did this or the Indians were all savages. I mean, but you guys, seriously, if you can, in your mind, go in and scalp somebody and put their hair on your wall, there's something not right in your head.
True.
Okay? If you can go, I mean, look at Last Mohicans, they rip somebody's heart out and then they eat it.
Right.
Okay? That was actually some behavior. I mean, cannibalism, there were some Native American cannibals. Now, I'm not saying that Indians are that way or Native Americans are that way. I'm just saying that the whole Indigenous Peoples thing and getting rid of Columbus Day is so messed up.
Nobody knows that Columbus was a Christian.
Right.
And that he came to the United States because he thought that revelation was about to happen. Like, he thought Jesus was coming back, and he thought that it was his duty, because he read in Scripture that the gospel must be preached unto all nations before Jesus will come back, that it was his duty to go and preach that gospel. Christopher Columbus had no intentions of coming over and taking over a land of people other than spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ to people that didn't have him. Now, there is a story, and I've read it in a book. I don't have like proof or video or whatever to bring to you guys, that when Columbus came, there were crosses on the sails of the ships that they came, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And when the natives that greeted Christopher Columbus saw those flags, they said, what does that mean? Because we have had visions from our God of a man dying on a cross. Every time I tell that story, I get goosebumps from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. So I know that there were natives here who had been shown the glory of Jesus Christ in visions. All right? And when Christopher Columbus came, it was a confirmation to them. So many people do not understand the story of Christopher Columbus. So to try to get rid of a holiday based on a man that came here just to spread the gospel because there were other evil people that came later doesn't make any sense.
The European mindset in 1492 was the crescent, Islam, or the cross. So keep that in mind. I think I'm supposed to be here. You're an American. I think you're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I think that we can choose God to lead him to where he was going to go.
And so instead of finding India, he found America.
Right.
And that was the hand of providence.
Right.
So to say somehow that it was the devil that led him here doesn't make any sense. You guys, America was meant to be.
Right.
And in that, we all know that evil things happen. And bad people are going to do bad things.
Right.
But the good that has come from the United States, I have heard from many actual Native Americans and from African Americans who are glad that the gospel was spread in America. They were actually glad that their ancestors were brought over here even through slavery, because now they get to live in America. I don't even know how you could come to that kind of graceful opinion, but they have.
Well, I've heard people say, I don't want to go back to Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
And to those people, I was really thinking about like the people who started like Microsoft or Apple or Walmart or these big giant corporations, and they're the first to step out and talk about and so I'm just wondering, why don't you just leave and go back to Europe or wherever your ancestry is from? They're not going to do it because their feet are firmly planted in this crony capitalist system, and they're more than happy to reap the dividends of pretend partisan politics.
Right.
They don't mean anything by it. Christians want to always make things right. Real Christians, you guys, do you realize how many times throughout history Christians have had to repent of bad things that people before them have done? And they have done it. They've done it in the Catholic Church. Whoa, stop, hold the phone. We burn people at the stake.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was bad, 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 bad. Why did that happen?
Let's not go back to that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but Christians would be like, whoa, we need to make that right. Okay?
But you mentioned something that caused my brain to go another direction. When you talked about Walmart and all of these, like Microsoft and stuff like that. A lot of these companies, let's take Bayer, who's vaccinating people all over the world. All of these, smartphones and modern technology and capitalistic societies and McDonald's and all of these things have flooded third world countries that were actually functioning kind of okay before we got there with our modern technology. And so somehow that's okay for us to go and mess up an entire economy. So now we have starving people in Africa. All of that's all right. We're vaccinating, over-vaccinating,
sending GMOs to other countries, messing things up.
Exactly. And so I'm kind of like, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on there.
So to sum it up, we didn't get a chance to talk about North Korea. We need to just pull everybody back. Everybody come home.
Go home.
We don't need to be doing anything anywhere else. Let's fix what we've messed up again, and not, I'm sorry, and not make things, sorry, I couldn't find the quotes that I wanted to find from this book, but this is a really good book. You know how that is.
How did Martin Luther come up in the conversation? I'll tell you what, y'all are going to get some earful about Martin Luther, because we're in the month of October, and we're coming up on those 95 Theses. And
last year was the 500-year anniversary.
And so, I thought it was October 31st.
Well, I don't know if it began it, but remember
the month.
Obama went in, they had this big thing.
But he did do it on October 31st.
I know.
So, as we lead into that, we're going to bring you guys a lot about Martin Luther. He is one of our absolute favorite
Again, of course, not figures. A flawed. These
not
heroes
without
don't
flaws,
have to be perfect, but they have to be being perfected.
Right.
Which is what we are. All right, so, like...
Comment, subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell for notifications, because I know a lot of you guys aren't getting notifications. Make sure you press that little bell so that you get notifications every time we go live.
Find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.
Remember, it is not just a conspiracy theory. If it's the truth, man, you're supposed to follow there.
Yeah.
What's up with you? We have a lot of new viewers. They don't know we're sisters. A lot of people are asking, why do you talk over each other? Why are you rude? That's why. It just is. Okay, I can't help it. If you made it this far, you probably already know that. We should start out. Hey, we're sisters, so if we talk over each other, it's all right. We have a P.O. Box if you guys want to send us letters. It is Resistance Chicks, P.O. Box 107, Milford, Ohio 45150. Maya had asked us to end today with Be Thou My Vision. It's one of our favorite songs. I don't think we have a problem throwing that one in there, even though we do it often enough.
I was gonna end with Amy Grant's song again, but sure.
Oh, we could do that one again. You want to do that one? Why not?
Oh.
No, it's okay.
In the year of
you don't want the words?
92, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, had he landed on India's shore, you might never have come to knock on my door. Who needs a rhyme or a reason? Some things were made to find.
I forgot the rest of the words, man. That's what you know the words, man. All right, so that's a little Amy Grant.
Isn't there a chorus to that?
I don't know. I just know that's how it starts. It's been a long time.
No, that's not Baby.
No, we're not singing that. We're not going all Amy Grant on y'all people. I think that signs us off for tonight. We'll do Be Thou My Vision next time. Possibly live tomorrow, possibly not sure. As the Lord leads, as we always say. Remember, we don't lean to the right. We don't lean to the left. We lean on the Word of God, and we filter all of our worldviews through that.
Dear Lord, we pray that you bring justice to the victims in Las Vegas.
Yes,
and bring out the truth, because you are the only one that can get this truth out. In Jesus' name I pray.
So if you've stuck with us this long, you guys are loyal, diehard. You're already sending me a lot of links. Here's what I want to ask. I want to ask you guys something. Send me the links, that's fine. But if you find something that is actually legit new information on Las Vegas, don't just send me a link. Write something in the title or something. Don't just forward me a 30-minute video, because I have to tell you, I get about 200 links every single day. I do not have time to watch them. If you send me a 30-minute video, it's going in the trash can, I have to tell you, because I can't. If it doesn't have a word or an explanation for why you want me to watch it.
Like a time frame, like a 2 or 3 minute time frame.
And tell me what part of the video that I need to go to. All right? That's very, very vital and important when you guys are doing this.
That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I could be a little bit nicer about that, but I just want to let you guys know I love getting info for you guys. You guys are kind of our little... Info. It's
info. Get some info from
you. Get the info from the Afro. Okay, don't you know? No. But, so seriously, we really do appreciate you guys sending stuff, but I need a little bit of an explanation there when you send me stuff.
Afro.
All right.
Boop, boop.
White shirt. Please stop interrupting the pink shirt.
I can't help it. That's what I do.
She's the older sister. See?
Do you just notice? Have you been watching this whole time? This girl interrupted me, too.
I did. Yeah, we interrupt each other. All right, so...
I think I interrupt more.
Yeah.
I will take that. Can't help it. Sorry. I try.
She can't help herself. All right, we love you guys and nobody else. See ya.
My name's Leah and this is Michelle. You can just say, Leah, stop interrupting Michelle.
Yeah, you can remember our names.
I can take it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'll listen, but I'll take it.
Bye, guys. Oh, there's the hot mic where they can always hear us in the background as they're done.
I was cold, all alone.
14,